Hello, welcome to the TechHub.training weekly challenge, accounts receivable aging challenge, especially for keyboards only. The reason why we created this keyboards only challenge is because accounting professionals can be more standout among their peers if they know how to use keyboard shortcuts, and that can significantly reduces the amount of time they spend on a project. Hopefully this challenge can help you use and practice how to use these keyboard shortcuts on Excel. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. Before you start, hopefully you follow the instructions under before you start to set up the spreadsheet perfectly for our macro. The macro that we use here is to track your mouse movement and hopefully incentivizes you to use less mouse and keyboards only. No worries if you use a little bit of mouse, but hopefully over time you can use less and less. So under developer, you press Visual Basic. On the left, you have this workbook over here. Right click on that, press import file, import the if you use your mouse.bas, open it. There should be a module folder. Double click the module inside. That's the code we use to track your mouse. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Click on macros to set up the keyboard shortcut for that macro. Press if you use your mouse. Press options. Set up your keyboard shortcut keys. Here I set it up as Control Shift D. Now you can set anything you want, but Control Shift something is not usually an original shortcut, so it's safer that way. Click OK, and then X. Look over the data, and if you're ready, press the keyboard shortcut Control Shift D. If you want to check if it's working, click Control Enter to end the program. Your mouse has moved 0 times. Perfect. Press Control Shift D again to start. Okay, so here we got 7 columns: invoice data, customer name, sales order, invoice date, pay date, description, and total sales. That's the invoice data we have. So the invoice date is the date when we put the customer's sales amount onto the books as accounts receivable, and pay date is when we take it off the books. So here I created 2 columns, total unpaid and days outstanding, to track the accounts receivable. So the first column, total unpaid, I use this formula here. If the pay date is after the year end date, or if the pay date is null, if the pay date is null, that means till today they still haven't paid it. So if these 2 criteria, either one of them meets, then the total sales amount will be recorded as an accounts receivable. If not, 0 of that amount will. So here you got a bunch of zeros, and down here you have some large amounts. So for days outstanding, similar logic here. If the pay date is larger than the year end date, or if the pay date is null, you get the year end date minus the invoice date as the date outstanding. Remember, we only track last year's, so we don't want to extend until today. We want to extend till the year end date as the days outstanding. And if not, I'll just label them as paid. So here you got a bunch of paid, and down here you have some dates outstanding. So nice. we created 2 new columns. Here I use year-end dates, so I can just refer to year-end dates as this cell instead of typing 1231 each time. So to drag this formula down all the way to the bottom line, you just go to the bottom line from the data set and then Control Shift up to your formula and press Control D to drag all your formulas down. Similar for dates outstanding. That's a good way to use your keyboard shortcut. So press Control Page up to navigate between sheets. So now you have the raw AR data here. Here I pull all the customer names without duplicates by going back to the data set, go to the customer name column, Control Shift down, copy, Control Page up, and then paste all the customer names, but these have duplicates, so you press Alt A M and then tab to your column you want to remove duplicates from, press OK by enter, and then you remove all duplicates. So this is what I did here for column B. So now you have the aging report. So different columns here, 0 to 30 days, 31 to 60, 61 to 90, and over 90. So how do you grab the amount for each customer here? You use your sum ifs. So sum ifs, the first parameter here. First parameter is the sum range. The sum range here should be the total sales column, the amount. So they will add up the amount for you, and then criteria 1 would be the customer name. So go back here, column B is the customer name. So if the customer name here, B6, hospital care services, matches the B column, you'll add up the amount. And then there's that second criteria for days outstanding. The column J, you have days outstanding. And if days outstanding is less than or equal to 30, you use the quote less than equal quotes and 30. That's your criteria. So if the criteria meets, it will be summed up right here in this cell. Similar concept for 31 to 60, but you have to add one more criterion because this function does not support multiple criterion on a single criterion. So here you got over 30 as your criterion, and then less than or equal 60 for the same columns J, the dates outstanding column. Same for the name and the sum range right here. So similar concept for 61 to 90 and for over 90. This is 61 to 90. Okay, so then you drag all your formula down same way, go all the way down, highlight all the columns, go all the way back up down here, and then press Control D. That will give you all the numbers you need. Awesome. So then you want to copy all these data and go to your clean AR and then paste value only by Control Shift V. And that will give you all the values only without formula. The reason why I do that is because it's better for us to sort. So now we go here, highlight the area we want to sort. So don't highlight the totals column down there if you already created one. And then you press Alt A S S. That will bring up the sort box. So navigate this box using tab and arrow key. First you sort by the 30 days and then 60 days, 61 to 90, over 90, and then by name. After doing all this, press enter. Perfect. That will sort everything for you. And then you can format this aging report nicely by changing the font. Practice all the shortcuts for that. Alt H. That would give you a host of functions or shortcuts you can use. For that, format by adding the borders. Looks nicer there. Then add the totals column down here by the sum formula for each column. That would be amazing. And then last but not least, the bonus. So for all these zeros columns here, you have all zeros. So no outstanding AR for these customers. We want to hide those by Alt A G G. Group by rows. You will be able to hide the rows down here. So by pressing Alt A, J or H, that should help you hide the rows. If not, just click the minus button. That will hide all the rows as well. But that's how grouping works. So this is a nice little AR aging report that we created using keyboards only. It should be way faster than when you use your mouse, and you navigate your way better using keyboards as well. So thank you for taking on this challenge. Well, we need to check if I use my mouse or not. Control enter. So turns out I forgot to turn on the macro tracker, but like I demonstrated before, you use it by pressing the hotkey and then stop it by pressing Control Enter. So my hotkey is Control Shift D, and then navigate, did all that, control down, pretending I'm manipulating the data here. Press F2 to see the formula and all that. Alt A, SS, okay, cool. Alt A, G for group, okay. After imitating all that, press Control Enter. I've used my mouse 0 times. So hopefully that's your goal, is to use your mouse 0 times throughout. And if not, keep practicing, keep improving, and hopefully there will be more keyboard only challenges in the future. And thank you for joining me today on this AR aging challenge. For more challenges, please go on TechHub.training website to find out more. Thank you.